She nailed a big, red, no trespassing sign onto my dock, without asking, without warning, and without the slightest clue that it was actually the Coast Guard's emergency landing zone. It was a quiet Saturday morning on the coast of North Carolina. I was sipping coffee on my porch when I heard hammering near the water. I looked over, and there she was, Karen, our self-proclaimed HOA president, standing on my private dock with a giant metal sign and a power drill. I raced down the slope, furious. "Karen, what are you doing?" She didn't even turn to face me. "This dock is a danger to the community," she said. "I'm putting up a no trespassing sign for everyone's safety." "Everyone's safety?" I said, shocked. "That dock is mine, and it's registered as a Coast Guard emergency landing zone. You just made a federal mistake." She scoffed and turned to me. "You're bluffing. I've lived here longer. That waterway is for residents only." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. That dock had been on my land since before the HOA even existed. 10 years ago, after a hurricane nearly killed 2 local fishermen, I partnered with the Coast Guard to designate it an official emergency landing and rescue zone. It was marked on their maps, logged in their system. Reinforced beams installed for helicopter and boat landings. But Karen, in all her entitled glory, didn't care. She walked off with her head held high, leaving that sign bolted in place. Hours later, karma struck like lightning. A real distress call came in. A family's fishing boat had capsized a mile offshore. The Coast Guard dispatched a helicopter and 2 rescue boats immediately. And guess where they headed first? My dock. The chopper hovered overhead, preparing to lower a stretcher team. But then it pulled away. The crew had seen the no trespassing sign. They thought it was unsafe or restricted. Precious minutes were wasted as they rerouted to another dock. By the time they reached it, the father was already unconscious from hypothermia. That evening, the Coast Guard showed up at my house, confused and angry. "Who put that sign on the dock?" one officer asked. "That sign nearly cost someone their life." I told them the truth. They filed an immediate report. Within 48 hours, Karen was slapped with a federal obstruction charge. Her excuse? "I didn't know." Too late. She was removed from the HOA, fined $25,000, and publicly shamed in the neighborhood group chat. The dock is now marked with a federal warning: "Do not obstruct Coast Guard zone." And Karen? She won't even look at me when I walk by. Hit that like button if you've ever had to deal with a Karen. Drop a comment with your HOA horror story, and subscribe for more real stories that prove sometimes justice shows up with a badge.